to one little tiny little guide.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
Because like right now, nowadays, like you can find everything, on the on your internet, right?
Yes.
Like on your gadgets.
On your
Like,
fingertips.
okay, yeah.
But what's even better, because you'd have to sort through all that information, is by actually going to your bookshelf. Look at this. Look how small it is. It's so small. It's actually in between one of the books.
Very nice.
There you go. Now, I bet you guys are in the era of the digital era. You're not used to seeing something like this, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually by Feastin. It's called Jakarta Food Map. And this one is specifically for noodles. I don't know if you can zoom in on that.
I love that.
Right, and basically it's actually been made by a couple of writers.
Okay.
One of them whom we already know. And what they've done is they've created basically a summary. And this is
Let's take a look inside of it.
Yeah, this is a guidebook. And
it has pictures.
And it goes through all these spots that they have listed. And they actually divide it by areas. So West Jakarta, South Jakarta, Central Jakarta. And there's this little special section at the end. This is something unique to Indonesia. We love our instant noodles.
Yes, we do.
So they have a special instant noodle section as well. We call it Warung Indomie, right? This is Warmindo, and it shows you all the best ones.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
To the scent, I mean, not only those places like a restaurant base, but even to those little small stalls that they have, with that instant noodles.
Right, so you're in the mood for breakfast or what?
I am.
All right, so let me take you on a little trip.
Let's go.
We'll do a little bit of a culinary noodle morning here. Yeah, we have with us today the writers of the Jakarta
Our very own.
This
our very own.
Welcome, Alif Hudanto. Alif. Alif is actually part of the creative team here, which makes sense because this is very creative, right, to make something like this.
Yeah.
So Alif is not only here with us, but we also have online with us Kevindra, Soemantri. They're both going to join us for breakfast, so have a seat.
Yes. Well, this has been so long since we're doing this, right? And also in the studio. What a treat, Alif. Thank you so much.
Alif, first of all, congratulations on this. This is amazing. Everyone I've shown this to loves this thing.
Yeah. Actually, this is not even pre-pandemic. This is like probably 5 years ago.
No, this is like pre-smartphone era that we would have guides.
I usually collect these. Whenever I go to on trips and whatnot. A printed one. Yeah, and then you put it on the table. It becomes a memory for you. Wow.
Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room. On the table. Look at all these noodles.
So here are some styles of noodles that we have in Jakarta.
Yeah. Right.
And from this side is mie titi from Makassar.
Yes.
This one is maybe you're familiar with ifumi.
Ifumi, yes.
So the dried noodles will be poured by
the broth,
soup, the broth.
Yes.
Okay, and also all the ingredients are in that broth. That's a very unique way. If you go to Makassar, this is very famous.
Yes.
And also this one is Chinese Medan style noodles.
Okay.
So it has a thick broth, and it's like mie celor in Palembang or mie koclok in Cirebon. It has
so
the
much
same.
noodles, it turns
So not
out.
only are these noodles all just broken down into areas, but all these have different origins of their own around the region. Okay.
Yeah, and you can find all of this in Jakarta, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Side is soto mie.
Soto. Oh, this is mine.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The universe has spoken. You asked me today what I want for breakfast. I said I want soto
She specifically said
I
soto
did.
mie, not knowing that we were going to have soto mie today.
Thank you.
Which come through.
So soto mie is a soup style of breakfast noodle that a lot of people like to have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's next here? What's this one?
That one is bakmi ayam, or the Chinese noodle.
Yes.
It's more close to the origin of Chinese style of noodle.
All right.
Okay.
And that one is mie Aceh.
Oh, this one is a favorite of ours as well, right? This is a very unique style. Like if you look underneath, I'm just going to show you what's underneath. There is a bed of noodles. This has like curry style flavor, doesn't it?
Correct. Yes, those spices, yep.
All right. So I think we have Kevindra with us online right now. So let's say hello to him right now. Kevindra, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
So thank you. So thank you for this, and thank you for the noodle guidebook here. Kevin is the editorial director of Feastin, which is a media brand which focuses on food culture. So this is the first, I believe, of something that you're going to create, of a series, perhaps, of food guides that, and along with Alif here, have created this particular guide.
But I'm curious to Kevin and also Alif, why did you guys choose noodles, as the first project or the first of the series that you have from Feastin?
Okay, I will let Kevindra answer it.
Yeah, because you know that we all love noodles, right?
Yes.
When we talk about food in Jakarta, in particular, that we all love comfort foods. And when I ask everyone what's their most favorite comfort food, like 7 out of 10 will say noodles.
Correct.
No matter what types of noodles, it's noodles. It's the same valid answer.
Yeah.
And that's why I just like, okay, let's start doing this, because noodles by the essence represents actually the multicultural ethnicity that we have here in Jakarta.
Yes.
And I think that's also a good message that Jakarta is a melting pot of many different cultures that reflected on their many types of noodles that we have in the city.
What a great philosophy on behind of just plain noodles.
Well,
right?
it's perfect because I'm a noodle guy. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, I gotta have rice every day."
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with that rice. I love my noodles. So let's have while we're discussing here. Sorry, but I cannot concentrate with all this great food in front of me. So we're going to sanitize and going to feed our appetites a little bit. So I believe
it's better when it's warm.
Sure. And I'm going to go with the mi Aceh because it's definitely one of my favorites. You go ahead first.
Alif, you're going to join us, no?
Yeah. Go ahead first.
All right, so I'm going to have my soto mi so we can open our...
Yes, go ahead. So a good soto for me has to have like good quality meat too.
Right.
And I'm sure there's a lot of...
You can see this one too.
Yes.
It's all meat.
Yeah, and I'm wondering as well, maybe perhaps one of you guys can answer while we're testing these out. What was the consideration like for you guys to choose a particular one to represent? Oh, this is a good one for, let's say, mi Aceh, because there are plenty of mi Aceh places around Jakarta. So how do you choose which one would be fitting to put in your book? Is it by area or is it how they taste? And how do you judge?
Yeah, that's actually a very great question, because when we decided to create this guide or any types of guide, we know the first thing that we need to prepare is the methodology, right? Because how come you will concise thousands of many cuisines of food that we have in Jakarta into one particular guide? So that's why we started with a methodology. And what we did was we compiled two types of references. One, we compiled from the local sources. We have so many free sources nowadays, the online culinary platforms, and we choose from those you know, the most favorite of those platforms. But we also combine it with expert opinion. So we combine both the digital and the offline expert opinion, and then we compile it from, I think, around like 200 of noodle places into only 100, and then we compile and then we sharpen it again into 75 noodle places.
Right.
And then we, from 75, we visited all of them one by one. We tasted them, and then we. Yes, that's a lot of noodles.
Do you guys have, do you have any job openings at Feastin? Because this is something I think I could be down with.
So you guys I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that.
So I guess you already had a lot of noodles in yourself. Yeah.
Of noodle.
Yes.
All right, give it a shot.
Let me try. Let me try. I already put a little.
Yeah,
there.
A little sambal.
Yes,
a little spiciness to your morning.
Some
and I'm always into putting a little bit of lime as well into mine, which that's what I'm going to do. In fact, while we're... So how does it taste?
Wow.
You know good soto mi because this is one of your favorites. So what do you think of the selection here in the guidebook?
You know, I could see it from the meat, like you said before, because some vendors don't have the meat. You have just partial of the meat and more of the fat. But this is like, you can see it's a good meat choices.
You can tell by the way it looks,
it is.
right?
And the second one, it has to be this lumpia. It comes down to that. Let me try.
Now, good.
Kevin, Alif, good choice. Wow.
So while creating this guide, did you guys notice any trends? So in particular, any particular areas that was just better for Chinese style noodles? Like say North Jakarta, they have a lot of Chinese food places there as well. Or did you notice any sort of trends in regards to where the places were based as opposed to the style of noodles?
You try yours.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a very interesting statement from you, because when Alif and we went to lots of noodle places, we realized that what's interesting about Jakarta is that the noodle places in Jakarta is not concentrated into one place, but scattered throughout the city. And what most interesting is that if you look, as you mentioned, in the north of Jakarta, there are lots of Chinese Medan people, and they brought with them their own style of noodles. And then you get like to the south southern side of North Jakarta into Teluk Gong area, and you will find the community of Api people, also from Sumatra, with their Chinese Melayu style noodles. And when you go to the northeast side, into like Kelapa Gading area, you find a good community of the Makassar people that sells lots of good Makassar noodles. So I think that's really interesting about noodles in Jakarta, because it represents the community and ethnic people that lives within those area. And that's what makes, I think that's what challenge for us basically when we created the noodles, because we have to go everywhere around the city, but also a great thing because it means in every corner of the street, I would say, you will find good food to consume, right? Good noodles to enjoy.
Speaking of good noodles to enjoy, this one is amazing, by the way. I haven't had good mie Aceh for a long I haven't had mie Aceh in general for a long time because I don't know where to find it.
Why would you say it's a good mie Aceh?
For me, in particular, it's the texture and the flavor. Those are the two most important things for me. Mie Aceh, the ingredients itself is not as important for me as in if I was having soto mie. So for me, I like to have a more chewable texture. I don't like noodles overcooked.
Because the noodles is different.
Exactly. And the flavor isn't overly strong, because I believe it should be just fragrant. I don't think it should overpower the taste of the entire dish.
So it's got, Now, I'm curious, Alif, you're, the one that writes and whatnot. How confident are you and how real to an extent for you to write, all of this noodle places? Because it has to be true, right? A real fact.
Yeah, it's challenging, actually, because it could be different from one to another, but sometimes it's only slightly different.
Okay.
Maybe it's just another topping, but the base, just like the noodle texture and also the quality of broth, is it all has the excellent quality. And then when I do a research and I try it one by one, I need to see the harmony between the condiments and also the condiments and also the texture and also the richness of the broth and also the oils inside it.
Yeah.
So it's quite challenging, but how confident I am. But sometimes I need to eat a whole of bowl.
Yeah. Right.
But sometimes I can't.
Oh, come on, Alif. That's just an excuse.
Just to make sure that, because I try to identify which this part comes from the scallion oil or it comes from the chicken oil. The ones of...
so you went to that deep, right? It's very
Well, you have to, because I can imagine, like, if you ask me my favorite noodles, I could probably name you 3 top places. But if I had to name, 20... I could not remember more than 5 and put them in order, let alone put them in order, right? So this is something that, did you take notes?
Yep.
Okay, you would have to, right? Because otherwise you couldn't remember all of that. So what were some of the notes that you made? Like this one was good for its texture, and this one was good, and then later you compared.
Yeah, because just like when I go to center of Jakarta, and then I just mentioned one of it in the guide, that is bakso Akiau 9.
Oh, that's my hands down. Top 3 for me. I know that one very well.
I know that, and this one is excellent in also the texture of meatballs.
The meat.
The meat is also excellent, and it has the scent of fish sauce that is quite strong. And it has the similarity in another joint in the center of Jakarta, especially in vermicelli style, vermicelli style of the joint.
Right.
And then another joint that I tried is in West Jakarta. It is Bangka style of bakmi, and then the special one is because it used the fermented soybean sambal. So the sambal is
the bakmi aping.
Yes, bakmi aping. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bakmi aping. It used the fermented soybean inside the sambal, and it enhances the flavor inside the noodles.
Oh my gosh.
It's quite distinctive.
Yeah.
From another joint in West Jakarta.
So where have I been in this life?
I have no idea.
I've been living here for more than 10 years now. Where have I been?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh my goodness. Now, Kevin and also Alif, if we see on your map right here, your noodle map, it also contains, of course, the address, the phone number, and also right here, if you're using it, this is an MRT, I presume, right?
Yeah.
If you're using an MRT.
Transjakarta.
Transjakarta.
Stations.
Right. And then also there's no pork, no lard right here, and it's really beneficial, especially for, the Muslim communities. So what really, all of this aspect, so how did you guys manage to choose what is important to be installed in this map? Good one, huh?
By the way, I'm still eating.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the most difficult part, because sometimes you can get too much of information in one place, right?
Yeah.
So we decided, okay, let's think from the audience, from the reader's perspective, what really considers them when they want to eat, right?
Right.
And the reason why we choose, of course, no pork, no lard is really important, because we know you have to cater the most of mass, the community.
Yes.
And also what we want from the Transjakarta bus station is that, because when we look at the culinary tourism map around the globe, let's say when I went to Melbourne and everywhere, they always incorporate, at least, even when you go to London, they have like the map of the London Underground, which station that you stop, and etc. I think that's the most important thing, because it shows how actually the city is really connected, and it's really important for people that don't have any mobility with using car. They can use public transportation to explore the city. So the mission of this map is not just finding the good noodles, but also knowing your city better, enjoy the city better, and then just be a good citizen. I mean, enjoy your city.
Promoting your city too.
That's why we put the Jakarta map.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's, this is that one of the things related to what I mentioned earlier. Eating, going out to eat is not just about consuming the food itself. Part of the experience for me is going with my family. That trip there, the part of the enjoyment of the whole experience. So I think this makes it that much better in that sense.
I just want to show this one too before we go to your last question. It's stated right here. I love that. It's so very detailed. Like it means, the symbol means something. Yeah. And it has the definition, like there's terima cashless, so they can be cashless. Right. And this one only accepts money or paper money, and this is that's just Transjakarta, and everything is just so detailed. And I just love to have this.
Yeah. So the reason people like us love to have stuff like this is because this is small enough that for me personally, I like to keep it in the car. So that way we can just go out and I can make quick references to it whenever I want. And this is obviously going to be distributed in other points as well. So where can one find this guide, and what is the future for Feastin as well?
Well, thank you for that. I think the distribution point that we will have is, of course, on all the noodles places that we featured inside of the guide, definitely. You can find the guidance in all of the noodle places, that's number one. And number two, we will have in some of 5-star hotels in Jakarta. In also some of the major Transjakarta stations.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
So people that goes using Transjakarta, they can, this is something that I can enjoy on the weekend perhaps. And other several places that we are still on the discussion, because they really want to become the pick-up point. Because this is a great initiative for people to come and to get the map. So I think it's going to be a combination of hotels, public transportations, culinary institutions, and lots of. Stay tuned on Feastin website, because we're going to publish the distribution point definitely.
Okay, and as well, a little birdie told us, a little birdie, I mean Alif, that there may be future editions. This is only the beginning for you guys. This is a noodle edition.
Right.
So what can we look forward to?
What's next?
Yes, I think even for the noodle itself, we started thinking, let's make the
part 2
second noodles, because that even that one map we actually cannot represent all the richness that we have in Jakarta. But the next after noodles, we're going to have another different types of culinary maps, like dessert, for example. That's what we're going to publish on the Q1 of 2022. And then we also we want to, because Jakarta is very vibrant and multicultural places. So we want to honor them by creating series of district maps. It's like a culinary maps by the districts. So people can actually explore the district each and one by one, and they can actually understand, oh, that, for example, Little Tokyo in Melawai, or even the Gourmet district in Senapati and Cikajang.
Right.
Or we call it Nostalgia district in Menteng, Pasar Baru, and Kramat. So we want to honor all of those districts in the form of culinary maps so people can enjoy.
Oh, you guys know your stuff. You know your city for
I'm so jealous. You guys have the best job in the world, I believe, because all you're doing is collecting the best food for us to enjoy. But we really do appreciate it because this is something that is very refreshing at a time where we seldom get to go out and explore the city ourselves. This will certainly come in handy for us to be able to enjoy our days better and better meals as well.
Yes, thank you so much. And it's such a collective that we can have at home.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevindra. And thank you,
Alif. Alif, if you're talking about dessert, you better ready for exercise because you know there's a lot of sugar intake on dessert.
You know, I always wondered what Alif does after work, and now I figured it out. He goes out to eat noodles. Anyway, guys, it's time for us to continue.